Inflewence here, and the time has come for us to assemble Computron. Form Computron. I don't even know what he said. So Grimlock awaits. Let's get it in. Chapters in the description, of course, because this may get long. Everything's in vehicle mode, and I'm going to convert them into limb modes.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
I'm gonna talk about some of the accessories. So with these accessories, which are the feet, you can combine them together with this. I don't know how much of use it is. This thing right here pops up. Let me see if I remember how to do it. Move that. So yeah, with this thing, if you're trying to get this out, you gotta undo this, pull this out, flip it around, subscribe, which this is for combine mode. But to get it into the little turret thing, and then with these, what you do is pull this out a little bit, and then you can move this down, and then this part right here flips around. And it's a lot of trouble, I think, for not much reward. And you do on both sides, and then you can put them together and they go together like that. Then these two tabs right here tab into this thing that you brought out, move it around like that, tab it in. It's very secure, but that's about it. And then you just have this, which it is what it is. Literally, they should have incorporated the whole thing if they were going to do this. I don't know, I guess it's okay. So now let's get to Scattershot. I'm gonna move that up, push this in. It's almost like you're going back to robot mode a little. Can move these back up. Like I said, it's like we're going back to robot mode. Move that off of here. Move this around. Put this back down. Now you want to move this out. And you got Computron's head. You move this up, and then to form the antenna. You move the antenna around. Put that back down like that. There, that you can peg this head on so it stays a little better. Get these arms back up here. I don't know why I didn't do this from robot mode. Easier just push them out from the back. I was trying to get it. I thought maybe I could. You want to pull these down here, or hopefully not off the ball joint. And then you want to get these up. They're on like a double hinge. Put them like that, and you want to peg this on there on the side. It's a peg in there. Peg this on. Move this wings down just to get them out your way. I didn't take the gun out either. I'm just splitting this right now. Get the gun out. You know what? I'll put this back down here. Can tab in. Now you want to move this out, the arm. Then you move this like this. Move this in here like that. Same thing over here. Move that out. Move this out. Turn it and move it like this. Now there's little tabs right here that you want to tab this into the side. Again, move the wings. The wings do get in the way sometimes. Then this, move like that, move that over, move this like that, move this over. There's a peg here that's gonna peg right there. Move it down to that peg, wherever that peg is. You peg that together, then you move this down here, peg that in there. And everything's really secure when you peg all the pegs in. Now you move this down here and it goes in. I think this just goes here. Yeah, then you move this down here and double hinge it, because that's the combiner port. You're working on the legs, you just want to get them out, rock them down, or rock them back up, I should say. And what you're doing is rocking this all the way out. Let me see. Yeah, rock that all the way out, and this goes in like that underneath. It doesn't tab in there. You want to move this thing up, well, up like this, and move these up like that. You can split the legs, move these up. There's peg. Is there pegs on the side? Yeah, move these like this and move this. This is what I'm talking about. You're moving that all the way like that. It goes just like that. Again, you're moving that all the way up, and it has space to fit that white piece. Now you want to bring in your combiner part. I've already gotten this together, and this is the front now. The back is the front. So you gotta make sure the back is to the back. Then you can put this piece back down to keep it where it needs to be. You can keep these up though. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, and keep these up. Put these together. These can go up in there. Move these feet down. And you can move these down as well, just so they're not sticking up. They look a little more cohesive. To the rest of the figure. And here you go. Body done. Let's put that aside. Get that off of there. Get the arms off of here. Move the legs out. Move this up. Get this part back. Because what you're doing is you're trying to get the port out. So then you see the port there. Get you something. You're going to need something. There's a little piece here that you could push on to get it out. Pull that thing out. Then this spins around on this joint. And you can put the head in like this. And then put this back up. Now you want to peg these arms into the side here. Right there like that. Move these things up here this way. Now the feet. Move these feet out. Move these feet out. And what you're doing is trying to flip this around here. Let me see. Move this like this. And then you're flipping this in. Move that down and you're flipping this in. Let me see. Eating me up. Gotta be a better way to do this. Well, I guess that's it. What you're doing is you're getting these feet around like this. There we go. Then you're putting this there, and this is coming up here like that. And that's how you want it. You want the feet to look like this. See if I can get this one. Move this around here. These joints are tight too, so they're screws, which I'm sure they've been screwed. And I'm turning it the wrong way. You want to turn it this way, but the screw is tight when you turn it that way. Moving that down, moving this back in. Moving that in there like that. And then this part you're trying to get over here. So you can move this down a little bit as well. Put that back down and then flip that over. And that's what you're trying to get. That's what you're trying to achieve. And now you want this up in here. Move that down a little. And there's a tab right there that this tabs into. Again, move this all the way up. And up there, there's a tab. You can tab these together also. If you can see that, there's a tab. Oh, you can move this out too right now. The joint, it helps with all of this. Sorry about that. Let me get that off camera. Those feet snap in really well right here. So if you're just putting it in and it's not staying or whatever, it's not right. Then this you move around here and peg into his thigh. Same thing on this side. You want to bring in the proper hand. This one right here. And that goes into here. And there's these things that it slides into, and then it clamps around that. It's really secure. The only thing I can say is this arm right here does this. And I'm not sure, it could be me. But here you go. With the arm. We're gonna do the legs. Not hard at all. The only hardest part is getting this combiner poured out, which you do have to get out. Move that, move this down, move this out the way, and just move all of this stuff over like this. Put his head in. It's very easy. And there's that port. It comes up. This is going to be down and in the front like that. Then you can just bend this over here, move to reveal that. But it's fine. It doesn't create any problems. And then you can just move this up here like this. And for the foot, you know which way the rocker is. You just slide this in here. And then there's, I forgot to pull down. My fault. You got to pull this down to reveal the port in here. Hey. That thing is taut. There we go. Move that down, because then there's a little thing here. That's how it's very secure. And you just tab that into the back, fills out the back, and it kind of fills all that out. We'll get into it in a minute. Then you can move this back around. For Strafe, he's easy. Slide this in. I guess you can do it now. I haven't really, I don't know. Oh, take this out, pull this up. You can unpeg, take these off. They're gonna go back on eventually, but just for, and then you pull this, cause his, I don't want nothing in the way. His combiner joint. Now his is tight. I guess they were like, maybe they knew Nosecone wasn't the tightest. You can just move his wings back up. Then we want to fool with this stuff. Trying to get the combiner port out. This down, get this stuff out of here. Move this up here. Combiner port. Does it have? Yeah, it does have one of the things. Oh no, it doesn't. Why doesn't it? Oh, it's not too bad. Make sure it's all the way up so you can get this out. It's back around. This time you're just leaving that in. Not the head, I mean leaving this in. Then you're moving this down. Just like you did before. Close it, move this up here. There we go. Just like that. Like you're making a backpack. Then you want to pull the arms down and move them up like this. And they tab in right here on the side. Move them down, move them around, and tab them in on the side there. And you're complete. Now for Lightspeed, which is the easiest one. Take his gun off if you have not. Can move him out. Move this up. Move this up. And you're rocking those up, and then you're moving this down like that so it fits on top. And on, oh, there we go. So it's like this. Now you want to take this apart. Move this down here like that. You want to get the combiner port out. So you're moving that down, moving that around, and then pushing this back up. So it's the combiner port. This you're moving down and up. This moving it like that. Sure, you're rocking this back. You see those hinges? Because you want this to sit flush like that. If this is all the way up, it won't sit flush. Then you want to get these tabs out of here. Now they come into play. Make sure these hinges are like that right here. Moving this down here to peg into these pegs right there. Make sure it's compact enough to peg in, and that's where these are supposed to be. Like once you get that in there like that, then you can make sure these are out, because then you can flip these back in. I don't know if I ever said where they go. They go on the side of the arm here. So you can make sure they're tabbed in there. Make sure the arm is where it needs to be to tab in. Can get a little tricky. One thing, if you don't have this right, these arms won't go all the way in. There's tabs in there. Like it feels loose. It feels like it's a loose thing, but it's not. So you can see there, it tabs in tight, and then you can get these arms on the side. You can get it right where you need them. Let me turn it around. It's easier to see that way. Just gotta get this tab right. And all this stuff compacts like this. Then you bring in the body, insert that. Oh, that went way easier than Nosecone. And where I'm at, here you go. There's a little spot here where you just slide the foot in the bottom. Slide that foot in, and then you post this into the back, and we are good on that front. He can now stand Scramble City and all, but all the pictures I've seen, discrepancies between what is what. I always thought he was the left leg and not the right leg, and vice versa. And this is the left arm or the right arm, and he was the left arm. But I guess it gets confusing because of how you're looking at it. So the fist got it this way. I know a lot of pictures back in the day, it was this way. You do have a ball jointed thumb, and there's ball joints on both sides. So the thing you can do is you can spin this around if you're not comfortable with that, and then take this off the ball joint, which is very hard. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. And then you can put it on the ball joint, and then you can have the thumb where it's supposed to be if you want it on this side. To me, like I said, Scramble City and all, what you want to do. But so I'm gonna actually change it. I changed the legs too, because I was thinking he was a left, like I said, left leg, but some people get it confused when you're looking at it straight instead of like a true left leg. Like they're looking at it from their left. Gotta make sure this is right. That has to be down so it can slide in. It doesn't have any type of, oh yeah, no, it does. My bad. That's what these are for. These are covers for the joint here, so it doesn't come up. And let me figure out how to put them on. So they just clamp on here like that. They're not super strong. I think it's more aesthetic. And you just put them on there like this, and it clamps on. Like I said, it's not super strong, but I think it's more for aesthetics. Same thing with the legs and feet. I know I touched on it a little bit talking about it, but you can mix and match the legs and feet. And here we are. Stow his gun in his hand. Of course, he has the normal Masterpiece version. Or normal Masterpiece gun thing. Peg. And here he is. And you also can add these guns on various places. There's various ports where you can put them on. You can put, well, his guns are on, but you can also, I think, put this back here if you want to store it, just because. So let's get into the review of this guy. See his face. Looking rather nice. I saw some people say it doesn't look all the way like Computron, and I can see that. So you've made it to the smooth jazz portion of the show. So let's just compare this guy to some other combiners and things. Try to make them stand up a little straighter. I had them in a pose on the shelf, and I'll bring that in because it's not fitting into the shot. So we got Zeta's Superion here. Legend scale is a little smaller than the rest of the combiners. You know, Zeta just was throwing their hand in. I don't think they made anything since. I don't know if they downsized any of their other combiners, and I'm not even sure what they were thinking. Maybe they were like, we're going to jump in the game and get some legends out the deal. But I think this is more comparable, these two. So I think that's good. And move this over a little bit to bring, this is New Age's Omega Supreme, which I love. I think that's one of their best figures next to Jetfire. I think both of them are great New Age. New Age makes great figures, so I'm not gonna harp on them. But yeah, you see how he compares there, and I think that's fine. My Magic Square Devastator took a shelf dive. Luckily, nothing broke. And my Magic Square Bruticus took a shelf dive, and it broke in like 3 different places, unfortunately. So there will be no comparisons to those two, but they're comparable to Minosaur. So articulation, head goes down about that much, goes down up all the way, and he does get the 360. We got the arm, which is tight, does get the 360, does pop off the little thing because it's not the greatest. I believe it's an afterthought. They were like, oh no, we have no cover for that joint. Arm, almost 90 degrees for a combiner. I mean, we're used to that usual stuff. Bicep swivel up here. Fingers articulated. They're all on ball joints, and they all have the knuckles. Thumb has 2 knuckles and on the ball joint. Yeah, so they all have the normal knuckles. Everything's good on that front. Ab crunch, no ab crunch. I just realized that. He does get the 360. That is tight. When I say stuff is tight, like that's tight. Let me see how his arm goes up a little bit farther on this side due to the motorcycle wheel over here hitting his head. Here there's nothing to impede it. So you have that. You have his skirts. Get up in the front, sides, and back. All 4 skirts. You can see he does have soft ratchets in the waist, and he can get the hurdles. He can also get the splits with no problem and no failure. And that's friction to the side. Knee, it's not double jointed, but it could go back farther. It does get about as much as you want it. Very articulated. Thigh swivel up here and foot. Big rocker. Toe goes down. No tilt on the toe goes up. And nothing for the heel spur. This is a very good articulated legend scale cabiner. It scales with the rest of the cabiners pretty well. It is a little more bulky and it is more stylized. This is a great set and I'm looking forward to Bingo Toys and Fans Toys, but Bingo Toys seem like they may be the next Computron to come. Don't know though. Don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is a good figure. His arms, did I do the hands move around too and go in and out a little bit? I don't know what else there is to say. I think that's it. All right, so thanks for joining me. I hope this wasn't too long, but it probably is. And I will get up with you in the next one.
You know, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.